You are you and you have your business. It is not somebody else's business, and you're not going to be able to fit into that mold because everybody's different. Welcome back to the Locker Room Talk podcast. My name is Riley Beatty, a small business owner and host of this podcast. I'm joined by my co-host and your corporate executive insider, Stacey Miller. Together, we bring you the business resources and knowledge that have traditionally been held secret in the locker room of the good old boys club. Every single week, we invite you to break down the locker room door with us to chat about the development, marketing, sales, and operational knowledge you need to grow and scale your small business. Before we jump into today's episode on business coaches, we're going to do our small talk with our question of the day. And Stacey, I'm super excited about this question. So before we ask that question, though, I have a question for you. What grocery store do you shop at? I promise it's related to our small talk, but what grocery store do you shop at?
Oh my God. This isn't intended to be a loaded question, but it is a loaded question because I don't shop at just one grocery store. I'm one of those people who goes to lots of different grocery stores because I like different things that are at different stores.
Okay, well, maybe this is actually should be my question of the day, but I promise there's more. But just give me one grocery store. Do you shop at Whole Foods, Ralph's?
I split my time between a local market, Whole Foods, and grocery outlet. I think that's the easiest answer I can give. And a little bit of Costco. Okay, that's already too complicated.
We might have to do a whole episode of this question. I'm so intrigued. Okay, but when you go to Whole Foods, you know how you probably are a Prime member?
No,
right?
I'm not.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We have so much to talk about. This is totally derailed my question. We don't talk about these before, by the way. But my question was going to be if you ever have rewards points, if you have a phone number.
Okay.
Do you type it in at the beginning of when you check out or at the end of when you check out?
This is the funniest question.
I know. This is so out of... I told you, it's so crazy.
In general, I want to ask so many follow-up questions to you now, but okay. In general, I guess I would type it in at the beginning because I think in life and things where you type a phone number in, it's usually at the beginning, at the gas station, if you have whatever, all the times that you need to type in a phone number to link to any type of reward points, I feel like it's usually at the beginning. So that's my habit. Okay, wait. What grocery store do you shop at? And why are you asking about typing in phone numbers?
I shop at our local Kroger option, which is, I know in California it's Ralph's, here it's Harris Teeter. And I just think it's so interesting because I always type my number in at the end because I like to see all the discounts and I like to see how much money I've saved. But I've just been finding it super interesting because Rob's, my husband, always types his number in first.
Oh my God.
And I was like, is this the type of thing where you either stand with your back to the shower or your face to the shower? And we just have these routines that we don't even realize.
That's so funny because I also like to see the discounts if I'm typing it in at some sort of grocery store, but I type it in first and then I watch the ring up screen to see them each time, each scan.
Yeah. And I know this is such a crazy question, but I do think it's so important and it's related to business because there's certain habits that we fall into and we don't even think about there could be a different way to do something.
Oh my God, ultimate segue ever. This is so true. And I'm so excited to how this relates to our topic today about working with coaches.
Yeah, let's jump right in. I have been dying to talk to you about this because this is something that I'm super passionate about. And I feel like it parallels with so many things that I do in nutrition. So maybe that's why I'm so passionate about it. But I have seen so much business advice out there from business coaches who are basically just selling or teaching you how to do it or how to build a business the way that they built a business.
Oh my God. Yes, I have seen this as well. It always blows my mind. Look, I'm very pro small business. I'm very pro people building a business. And I support people who feel like they've been successful trying to share their knowledge. I mean, you and I both believe that we've gathered enough knowledge to share as well. What kills me is when somebody has built a business that isn't that robust and then they decide to go into business coaching to tell their story. It definitely kills me as well.
It's just so aggravating to me because I see all of these business coaches online as a small business owner who are I made $100,000 this month and I'm going to show you how to do it. Just take my strategy. And it's like, what? It just grinds my gears. I just get so frustrated with it because so many small businesses are out there trying to do the right thing, trying to share their services, their products, and they're being pushed the wrong direction.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I also think it's so interesting because in our more traditional society before the internet changed the world, you really depended on credibility. And so it was like, where'd you get your education from? Do you have licenses in that field? Do you have this, that, or the other? And while those things still matter in some fields, for some reason in business and marketing, everything's been thrown out the window because some people have figured out how to utilize new platforms like social media and new trends through the internet that didn't exist before. Full respect that those people have figured those things out. But there's also so much out in the world today about how to use those platforms. I would almost go full circle back to the credibility play. If I'm looking for support on how to grow my business, the last place I'm going to go is to Instagram to say, oh, this person has this many followers and claims that they made $100,000 and say that's enough for me to go pay them a bunch of money. I'm going to go look at what their background is. I'm going to see what their education's in. I'm going to see if there's any articles about that. Like, I'm going to do more research than that. It's not that that's a bad place to start. It's just, I don't want to get what somebody else thinks is the right thing because they have a statistical end count of 1. Like, they've proven it just for themselves. I want to hire somebody who has proven this works for lots of different businesses or has that experience of working with lots of different businesses personally.
I always laugh because there's some sort of trend on Instagram where there's different people who are saying different iterations of, I make $100,000 a month because I went on social media and I said I made $100,000 a month. And now I'm selling you my course on how to make $100,000 per month. And so now I make $100,000 per month.
It kills me because I'm like, have big goals for sure, but there are very few people that make $100,000 a month. Use your critical thinking skills. I am a little bit more skeptical about that dollar amount coming in month over month consistently. Yeah. I don't know.
This isn't also to poo-poo on people's dreams. We want you to make 100,000. Like, we want you to go live your best life. But there's so many things that go into building a business. And there's also so much value in building a business that's not financial that doesn't get talked about because it's not as flashy. And I do feel like a lot of people have business success, but they feel bad about themselves because they're not meeting these fake markers that we've made up.
Yeah. Way to bring it back to value. When you're evaluating somebody who you might want as a business coach, it's not about what they have done for themselves. It's about what they've done for others, what they'll do for you. So if their marketing is a me, that's a red flag. If their marketing is what I can give you, what I can provide you, how I can make you successful, and they're telling real stories of value of we're going to teach you about this or that or the other instead of learn all of my top secrets. Evaluate that. Think about that. Yeah, it kills me when people are like, I won't tell you anything of what I did. Just trust me because I made money. That's the wrong value prop. And we talk about value props in our episodes and in what we provide. But there should be some value there for you.
It's a really good reflection too, to see how somebody markets and sells their business and you can compare that to yourself. If somebody's on the screen talking about how much money they've made, they're probably going to teach you how to talk like that. And if that doesn't align with you, it's probably not going to be a good fit.
Yeah, that's such a good call out. And I keep bringing it back to if you're evaluating coaches or that type of thing, because otherwise I feel like you're probably not paying attention to these folks. But if you're evaluating coaches, you're trying to look for somebody who has all the explicit and implicit traits that you're desiring as well. To your point. So if somebody's energy and how they're showing up isn't how you want to show up, that might not be the right coach for you. If the things that they're talking about consistently aren't the things that you're struggling with in your business, that might not be the right coach. And like we said, it doesn't all come back to money. So yes, you might be struggling to get your next 100,000 annually, but that's not the only goal. The way that you get that 100,000 is through improving your business, not by saying, I want to make 100,000, so I'm going to make 100,000. There's so much more to do than just set a monetary goal. Set that goal, learn all the things that help you make it real.
I just complained about some of the things that I'm seeing online, and we just talked about what to not look for in a resource. But do you have any advice or tips on how to look for a credible resource to help with your small business?
It's actually hard to find business coaches, in my opinion. The best thing to do is ask around in your network, see if other folks have used a business coach, especially if you're a small business and attend or are part of any small business community groups. Ask if anybody's had success there. If you are looking online using key search terms that resonate with what the aspects of your business are that need improvement, which means you need to be honest with yourself about what's not working. And it shouldn't just be, I need to increase revenue. It should be, what are the components of your business that need to support you in increasing revenue? So really doing that evaluation and then Googling that using AI to help you figure that out. I personally love also looking locally. There are so many small business bureaus in your local community that are government funded or subsidized that are literally built to help small businesses grow. And I think people don't know this and don't use them enough. There are credible traditional resources out there. And then the final thing that I said before that I'll say again is if you do find somebody you like, just go try to see what their credibility is. You can check out their LinkedIn. You can Google them. You can look at if they've produced anything online. Just see, does this feel legitimate? There's a lot of really good marketing out there that doesn't have a lot of base underneath it. Those are my tips. What about you?
Something that I would add would be to get really clear on where you need help. And we talk a lot about data on this podcast and gathering statistics and looking at different areas of your business. And I think that is really important. And yes, you might need a business coach or somebody to guide you in looking at those areas. But I have wasted tens of thousands of dollars because I didn't know what I needed help with. I thought I just needed help generally, but I had clear breakdowns in my business. And I do feel like I would have had a better investment if I had been clear on where I needed help in my business, if that makes sense.
I completely agree. And I think it's a great call out. And there are different business coaches for different aspects of your business. So also don't think that one coach is going to help solve all of those things when you think about what are the problems you need to solve in your business or what are the areas of growth that you're looking at? What are the areas that are falling short? Think back to niching. We've talked about niching a lot. Find a specialist for each of those things and maybe think about how you can sequence those. What's the area that you need help with now? Can you get a specialist coach in that area? Work with them for a limited amount of time to solve that area and then go to maybe even a different coach for a different area. That's a possibility too. So just don't feel like you have to find one person or one coach or one company that's going to solve all of your problems.
Yes, I love that. That's a good call out because I do think sometimes some of these coaches or some of these individuals are pitching a one size fits all, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work in nutrition. Obviously, I'm biased towards that, and it doesn't work in business.
Totally. I think it all comes back to kind of what you said before of if that's the pitch that somebody's making and that doesn't feel like that's what you want to learn, then that might not be the right coach for you. But ultimately, I know we do kick or keep. Are we keeping this in the locker? Are we kicking it out? What do you think?
I'm kicking it out. One size doesn't fit all. You need individual help, and you also need to find somebody that you trust and that has credible information. What about you?
Kicking it out too, absolutely. Find somebody who can help you, who has the known experience, who's lived that experience, who can help you really grow in the right ways. Don't just take the top of funnel marketing as the answer that somebody's going to be the right fit. Do your research. Kick it out for sure.
And just reiterating what you just said, because I thought it was such a good call out. I want to make sure that we emphasize this, but you are you and you have your business. It is not somebody else's business, and you're not going to be able to fit into that mold because everybody's different.